right now. It's 2002, 2 weeks. Get lucky here. Somebody donate some food. Thing I was watching earlier. $20 free roll, $100 blinds, 10 and small blind. Guys talking to themselves. Yo, man. Go 19. Man, this could be a quick video. King standing up. He checks down there, he don't got a king. Uh-oh. Could be trouble. Let's hope a 9 come on the river. No kings? No kings. My hand hold up. Nice. Work, pair of 9s. You got it. Man. Now we ball. While they talking, I'll be ready to take them both out in a minute.
Minister, what can I do for you, Major? Are you dedicated national socialist, Major? Yes, sir.
Didn't that happen last time? I don't know, it's like 100.
Hello?
General From is no longer in command. What are you doing here?
What is going on? The Fuhrer is dead. The SS stays here. We've initiated Operation Boost Germany. You will present the order to your troops. I will do no such thing until I speak to General Khan.
We win by 78 points, man. I walked away after he hit that three. And don't stay up by 7. He hit that three. I said, oh, they finna get him, man. I'm like, they hit that three. I'm like, how they hit like 7?
Small product, take down, so I'm just gonna raise it. 7. Damn, that queen jack. Nastiness, man. You see how the damn hands are going to they just sitting. God damn, man. Just go ahead and fall out. See, he goes right back in. Somebody else to call, so I call. No calls. 6.
Yes, this is
Wasting my time. I guess this one is going to take.
Is 9 tray pubs. Vorbeck.
I got the straight on his ass. He's about to check. So he ain't got a flush draw. He's got a flush draw. That'll do me good. Trying to get this versus main event game running while I played. I could have possibly made this full tilt when it was there.
Is 9 5 2 clubs.
5 million in chips.
Vorbeck checks.
Phil might be thinking that flop probably missed Vorbeck, so let's go with the continuation bet.
Better make a little better. 1775.
1775.
You should have bet 1800. That's a mistake.
Lay it down, the ball.
All right, see what Vorbeck does now.
I don't want to shut myself out and bet too much here.
Phil's talking a little too much here. Last time we heard him chirping and either.
That was a bad idea.
Vorbeck with a little nod.
$1 buy-in. 27,000 players. Turbo. Start with 800 chips. Lines every 6 minutes. Can't believe it. Race to the main event if anybody remembers.
Turn card is a Timons. Vorbeck checks again.
With his check, I don't think he's got the 2 5s. I just think he's a free card with a flush draw.
River card now is a 9 of clubs that pairs the board. 3 on the board too.
I had him on a club draw. Oh, smells like a European flush.
Vorbeck comes in with 4,200.
Phil cannot call here. He can only beat a bluff.
Wow. I think you have 2 8s.
8s? You can't even beat 8s.
He thinks he can beat him. Vorbeck turns over.
Ace 9.
Ace 9.
Phil was behind from the flop on. I'm stunned he called. It's as if he's trying to prove he's not tight anymore.
Trip 9s for Vorbeck on the Lynx Beef Jerky wildcard hand.
9.
What were you thinking there?
9 for him.
What were you thinking there? Ace high?
Springer's chiming in.
Ace high. Of course, ace high. I raise on the button, I'm calling you two down with ace high every time. What do you want?
I hope so.
And it's going to be a snap.
Oh, no chips
You get
left.
your weird kicker, you win. If you don't, you lose.
This isn't exactly the valley of unhappiness. It's just a suburb.
Oh, that was a gift.
A hand out there. Back now to our featured table where Phil Hellmuth has had a very profitable day so far. Line 250 and 500. Phil with queen deuce of hearts.
15.
He's going to raise it again.
Phil Hellmuth under the gun raises with queen deuce. Please contact missing persons.
37-year-old Todd Vitellis with pocket trays.
He used to be a software engineer.
And that card protector of Head & Shoulders shampoo is because he's known as Dan Druff. He makes the call. Matt Calhoun from Phoenix, ace-10 offsuit, makes the call from the small blind. Big blind folds, so 3 players to the flop. It is deuce, tray, 8. Vitellis hits a set of trays. Hellmuth, a pair of deuces and a flush draw. Calhoun first to act, left with ace high checks, Phil checks.
3,000.
3,000 is the bid.
With his set, 3,000. Calhoun folds. Phil calls.
That's a quick call.
We heard Avad Khan say earlier that a quick call usually means you're on a draw. Good tip.
Card 7 of hearts. Hellmuth turns a flush. Vitellis with outs, though.
Maybe Phil has relocated to Northern Europe.
Wow. Phil checks.
All in.
Vitellis makes the move. Shoves his last 10,900 in.
He's understandably all in, but he's not going to understand the hand Phil is going to turn over.
It's going to be awfully tough for me to fold this. Just 1 second. You make sure I have it.
He's going to check his cards. He does. He calls.
Phil kind of slow-rolled him on that.
Wow. Vitellis sees he's in big trouble.
Yeah, well, Vitellis now at risk, and he can't believe what he sees from the greatest tournament hold'em player of all time.
Under the gun, queen deuce of hearts.
Phil's got all his victims muttering in disgust.
Man.
And in response, Phil was simply speechless.
You get lucky against Phil, right?
Vitellis needs the board to pair or he's gone.
River card is a jack. Hellmuth wins the hand and knocks off Todd Vitellis.
Phil claims another victim with another un-Hellmuth-like hand.
And Vitellis can't believe he was knocked out by Phil Hellmuth.
Pretty civil shake. I gotta tell you, the new Phil Hellmuth is very sexy.
He has nearly quadrupled his chip stack since the day began.
When he bet 3,000, I just thought, wow, I think he might have a set.
So far, it's all good. No complaints from the poker brat.
Poker presented by Jack Link's Beef Jerky. Main event.
Back at the Rio, plenty of action and plenty of stories going around the room.
I heard you bought the full house. See your ass later.
Against Clark.
So, he's back.
But I lost only 4,000. I lost 4,000.
In that hand?
Yeah.
Ron, that might be the first good
Yeah, but
beat story at the main event.
Well, Jordan Farmar was part of a feel-good story when it...
I guess I'm gonna have to take him out. And it came in at the right time. Oh, I got another flare.
The LA Lakers won the NBA championship this season. Looks like he's continuing that good fortune here.
And we double-checked our research from the other day. No one has ever won.
Not burning that hot, man.
NBA title and the main event.
Meanwhile, big Tiger fan Phil
Oh, God.
He is behind
Where
his
the
pocket
fuck
sixes
is
and
the
straight draw
hearts at?
trail the
Damn.
two queens of John George
It was
after the
all
flush. All
waiting
in.
for me too, man.
Turn card gives straight.
So it's now only a six or a spade to stay alive.
The river card is a king of hearts, and Ivy comes from behind to win the hand. George eliminated.
Just learned a whole lot from that. Felt out of position.
The great ones get lucky from time to time.
I need to win some more backs.
My man Phil would get up to shake John George's hand, but he is paying for the massage.
Ivy over 100,000. Back to table 2. Now, a lot of top players over here. Action's going to begin on Michael Mizrachi. Queen 4 of hearts.
I hate when they start flooding.
They look excited.
Grinder raises to 1,500.
See?
Grinder seems a little bored.
Dennis Phillips also with more than 100,000 chips. Queen 9 suited into the muck.
Slow it up.
Maria Mayernick, King Queen suited, and moves all in.
Mayernick has a degree in sociology. That's generally worthless, but she used to work in Brazilian film and TV as a writer.
Action on Grinder.
Looks like you have ace jack of clubs.
Oh, shit.
That's what it looks like.
We're full, but I mean, that's what it looks like.
Michael Foltz.
Wait, you even picked the suit? I had diamonds.
At least 11 first after that.
What?
Close to where you were.
Ace jack of diamonds?
No, it's not ace jack. Ace jack is not premium enough for me to shove on the grinder.
That's pretty, that's a
Damn, we feeling wow, out of position all the time.
big hand against me.
I know. It was better.
Maria has 3 World Series cashes to her credit. She's got
Look at this, man. They just bouncing all around my head.
a lot of uphill work to do if she wants to cash in the main event with just a little
Promise this heart don't hit the deck. There it
more
is.
than 14s and chips right now. Back to the feature table. Phil Hellmuth has gotten the best of Ben Springers and nearly
There you go.
everyone else seated during this day 2. Springer and Hellmuth do seem to have a little something going at this table.
Folding away those chips.
Oh, you raced away a lot of chips before you hit the 5-6. It looked like you were in a hurry. Like you had a plane out of here.
No, I'm staying here till November. Well, I'm booked for the next 4 months.
The Phil Hellmuth and Ben Springers show, starring Phil Hellmuth and Ben Springers.
Phil Hellmuth looks down at King Queen of Hearts.
I can't limp.
And he does raise to 1,200.
Phil in aggressive mode.
Min raise to Springers with Ace Queen off.
Ace Queen again. I believe Hamlet was holding Ace Queen the day he was poisoned.
Re-raise to 4,500.
Springers has position on Phil all day. It's just like ergonomic. Slon, it's position that counts.
Put the chips in.
Huh?
Phil makes the call.
Have them ready for me.
You have the 5-6, I have the 7-8. I'm going to check it again.
I love the check in the dark. It can be so perplexing to the other player.
Flop is 7, deuce, ace. Springers hits top pair.
Springers has position and the best hand.
Phil already checked. With the ace, Springers bets 5,500.
All right, this time I'm going to let you steal it from me, okay?
Not a steal, but he's got Phil's chips.
Strong hand.
It's the Phil and Ben show, starring Phil and Ben. They would be great on a morning zoo, drive time talk radio show together.
As Ben stacks his winnings, a smattering of applause.
There's going to be a lot of that today, so. Son, I'm just going to have to bust you before dinner break if you continue with that attitude. Nothing personal, though. But you want to play with me? Play. I'm here.
Welcome back to the Rio. Here's a look at main event champions who own the most bracelets. Helmuth leads the pack with 11. Scotty Wynn is the most recent world champion to win a bracelet, taking down the $50,000 horse title in 2008. And there is the 98 world champion. He re-raised Brandon Lee pre-flop. Lee called almost 10,000 in the pot. King on the turn.
Scotty's been silenced this entire World Series. Only one cash.
Scotty. Bets 3,000. Lee bets enough to put Scotty all in. Scotty calls. Lee with kings up. Scotty aces up.
Spot for Scotty has to avoid a king or a 10.
River card. Oh, it's the king. Lee. River's a full boat to knock Scotty out.
Boy, a flash sends Scotty out of this main event.
Brandon Lee knocks off a main event champ.
Scotty said if he didn't win $4 million at this World Series, he would retire from poker. He only won 33 grand, but I don't think he's retiring.
Scotty Wynn got his ass laid out. 21.
You know what's sick is I bet on Scotty
21.
over Ivy getting like plus.
Scotty done got his ass smoked.
115 or something like that.
Smoking.
By knocking him out, like cost myself a couple $100 against my buddy.
You bet against Phil Ivey, kid? That's like betting against High Tide.
Meanwhile, there is Phil Ivey in a hand right now with David Wickham. 65,000 in the pot after the river.
I got my Jack 9. It's got to be a good old deal.
Ivy for chips bets 45,000.
I guarantee I'm credited for this Jack 9 on the club winner.
Well, Phil's massage is over, and he is back to full strength.
No, I don't think you're putting your tournament on a bluff. You could be. I'll let you have it.
Wickham lays down a center.
3.
Nines to Phil.
What I tell you. All in at the wrong time, Frankie.
And Phil Ivey looking
all
better and better. He doesn't say a word, but
all in at the wrong time,
noise.
Frankie.
Has improved his chip stack today. Back to Howard Lederer, who just moved all in for his last 8,600 against California telephone engineer Greg Mayberry after a flop of 4 Jack 8. Mayberry's going to lay it down to Howard.
Howard still looks a little beleaguered. Not many chips.
I had it.
Maybe he did, maybe he didn't. Howard Lederer
about to tear it up. That's what I'm about to do.
Knows how to bluff his way around her hand, but there's no bluffing at the chess table, which he'll try to prove to my partner in this
masterpiece. Ain't even Michelangelo. It's Leonardo. Get this
edition
shit
of
right.
Heads Up with Norman Chad.
Today, Howard Lederer, a.k.a. the Poker Professor and former chess master, will do battle with me on the board. As I pepper him with questions. Can this chess jump checkmate me heads up?
You a little star.
Good luck to you. Good luck.
Fucking with the right one. They call me the great one.
Would you rather be a chess grandmaster or
great one?
Win the main event?
Got a hat on their head.
Want to win the main event? Watch this horse.
Just believe I'm working with them 2 boats.
When I played chess, you were not allowed to do that.
Screws in it.
You and your father used to play chess a lot, and then you never played again. What happened?
I beat him twice in a row.
What happened to Black Friday?
He said that's it.
What happened to Black Friday?
You're off to a quick start. I don't think you imagine that Bishop will take pawn. I have the first piece.
Catch some bullets with your teeth.
That wasn't very fair.
Bullets with your teeth.
Would you have hired Joan Rivers or your sister Annie Duke on Celebrity Apprentice?
Well, that was it. Annie crushed that game, and she should have won.
Oh, look, Wayne Newton.
You're in big trouble.
better think of some good questions quickly.
Catching bullets with two.
Doesn't Annie sometimes just get on the last nerve? She's my sister. Yeah, she should irritate. She's been irritating me for 43 years. Ooh, you don't want to do that. That check? Made. Made as in we're friends? Congratulations.
I don't want to make excuses, Lon, but I had a sore right ankle that day, and it really restricted my Sicilian defense.
You go right.
Oh, no, I've fallen down and I can't get up.
Right into the Lion's Den. First golf with Dewey and now chess with Howard. You have moxie, my friend. Phil Hellmuth jousting with another guy who has a lot of moxie, Ben Springers today. Action on Springers with Ace Jack.
Big surprise, huh?
Raised to 1,600.
Back to the Phil and Ben show. It's like John and Kate without the kids.
Now 25-year-old Canadian pro Jan Don with 8-7 of clubs. And he raises to 4,200.
He shouldn't get in the middle of a neighborhood dispute.
Now Hellmuth, 9 deuce of clubs in the big blind.
Phil shouldn't be in the middle of anything with those cards.
Phil's going to re-raise it to 13,000.
Phil getting very frisky with Squadouche.
Wow, I stand corrected. He has cornered the market today on moxie.
I can't blame Springers if he folds here. That's 2 big raises behind him.
Yeah, he folds his big ace. Now Dion.
Yeah, that's the sheriff over there, son.
Yeah, he gives it up. Phil takes it. Another pot.
Hellmuth with the bluff. He took advantage of Dion's raise and represented a monster with the re-raise. He's an alien force today.
Over 100,000.
You're not the one I wanted. I wanted him.
You had me in there if you just called.
I'm going to be picking up a lot of pots with nothing, so you guys need to get change from me all day.
Phil laying down the gauntlet.
But just when they call me, I'm going to show them the nuts.
Phil having fun at the feature table. Let's go out into the field and find Frankie Gay, who just called all in with King 5 offsuit with his fiancée, Shea Walker, looking anxiously on. Melanie Banfield holding pocket 7s is a big favorite to knock Frankie out of the main event.
Frankie and his family had put together Pruitt's poker room for his son for when he was supposed to return. Pruitt was a member of the 173rd Airborne 2nd Battalion, U.S. Army 503rd Infantry.
Flop was no help to Frankie. Turn card is an ace. Banfield still best.
Frankie's going to need a 10 or a king.
This may be the last card in what has been a very emotional main event for Frankie Gay. The river card is a 5. Spades, and that will do it. Banfield wins the hand. Frankie Gay knocked out of the main event. A tough moment indeed. Banfield collects the last of Frankie Gay's chips. The hours that he played in honor of his late son Pruitt, though, will remain with him forever.
Son got killed last year in Afghanistan.
Pruitt and 8 others died in battle on July 13th, 2008.
I was here.
Can't even spin on his shoe.
For the troops and my son. And It was a long run. I enjoyed it.
Frankie Gay's road at the World Series has come to an end, but it's merely another step in the long journey of healing he has been on for the past year. He came here to honor the memory of his son and the others that fell that day, and honor them he did.
Life is all about challenges and how we face the plays we make, the risks we take. That's why I love poker. It's where I get my buzz. And compared to that, this is just a walk in the park. With more free-to-enter tournaments than any other site, challenge yourself at PokerStars.com and find the Poker Star in you.
Welcome back to the Rio and the second day 2 session of the main event. Let's get right to table 2. Dennis Phillips and Maria Mayernick are spectators as the Grinder and 2 others are going to the flop. Michael Mizrachi
and the folding
with
star.
10-9 of clubs. Kelly Slay with King Jack offsuit, and Larry Bernstein has pocket trays.
Grinder is grinding away and getting nowhere.
The flop is deuce 8 Jack. Mizrachi does flop a straight flush draw. Slay, though, hit top pair.
Another straight flush draw on the main event heaven.
Bernstein with pocket trays bets 4,000. Slay with a pair of jacks makes a call.
I raise.
Player announces raise.
There is a raise coming along. Alert shipping and receiving.
Mizrachi makes it 11,006.
How much behind?
About 3,000.
That is unusual.
Just trying to figure out why you didn't put it all in.
So I can get you off the turn.
Slay has the best hand with the jacks, but the Grinder would be a favorite with that draw. Slay bets enough to put Michael all in.
I didn't want you to do that, but I got a big flop.
Yeah, we are. Fine. Have a good night, guys.
Grinder calls to put himself at risk. Kelly Slay will try to knock him off, and he's getting support from his wife, also named Kelly.
And they're happy. Hey, next time I gotta marry someone named Norman.
Grinder at risk.
Queen of clubs.
That would be a good card. Tray of hearts does not help.
Whereas Rocky is going to need a 7, queen, or any club, or Kelly and Kelly knock him out of here.
The river card is a king of spades. King's up for Slay, and he knocks off Michael Mizrachi.
Tough sledding again. And for Mizrachi at the World Series.
Kelly Slay says he's read over 50 poker books. Somewhere in there must have been knowledge on how to knock off Michael Mizrachi as he signs off from the World Series for another year without that gold bracelet he so desperately wants.
Okay.
All right, let's get back to our feature table where Phil Hellmuth has been the man of the hour, but not for his tirades, more for his poker, Norman.
Well, if you're paying attention to Phil today, you're paying attention to his new style of play.
And that new style of play has gotten him a lot of new chips on this day, too. Action folded around to Phil Hellmuth. He's chewing on something, maybe beef jerky. This is the Jack Link's beef jerky pocket camp. He's got queens. He has pocket queens.
I love beef jerky, Lon, but I might suggest smaller bites.
Raise to 1,800 from Phil. Over to his arch rival, Springers. Ben has King-9 offsuit. And a re-raise again from Ben.
Ben and Phil have been bickering dance partners all night.
Now let you guys fight it out.
Wise move, Avi. Raise back to Phil now.
Can't keep playing scared poker all day.
They keep trying to get into each other's head. I have never wanted to be inside Phil's head.
Phil with pocket queens.
Raise it up a little bit.
And Phil is going to re-raise to 10,000.
Helmuth originally raised, Springer's re-raised from the button, and now Helmuth re-pops it. It's like a game of chicken, except Springer's has no chicken wings.
I take it back. He does still have moxie. A re-raise back to 26,000 now.
Wowie.
Boy, Springer's picking a fight and praying that Helmuth has no fight in him at this stage. Springer's has 4 betted here. Phil's got to wonder if he has aces or kings. The old Phil would lay this down. Let's see what the new Phil does.
I'm going to raise it. I'm all in.
Another raise. All in. This will put Springer's all in. And Springer's gives up.
Game of chicken over.
Ben double Phil up early and now gives more chips away.
I mean, I don't need the nuts, kid.
What's the other?
Well, obviously I have queen. I'm not shipping with ace queen.
Phil shows the queen.
That's a difficult decision for all my chips, but I went with my read.
That's right.
I thought you had ace jack or 2 jacks or something. I don't know.
Well, worse than that.
But I told you, you know, look, I don't care if I'm eliminated today. I really don't. I'm gonna trust my instincts. They want to play with me, I will play with them.
And Phil's playing some intriguing poker today. On day 2, the name of the game is still survival.
Wow.
And many of the games...
Bullets, baby.
This is beyond fairy tale. It's inconceivable.
Doyle's done it! Eastgate steps into poker history. This is the greatest sport in the world! Yes! They are among the most feared players in the world.
You guys want to play some poker with I mean, let's go, baby.
They have won a combined 18 World Series of Poker bracelets.
I'm hoping to get to 30 eventually.
The only other thing they have in common
You're an idiot.
Is their name.
I just can't believe this.
Phil Helmuth's brashness and showmanship at the World Series is unmatched.
Many times came back and had all the chips.
Phil Ivey quietly goes about his business while letting his play do all the talking.
I think I have a very good chance of winning this tournament.
Helmuth.
Oh, this idiot.
Ivey.
We just looked.
Hello.
Good things there for me.
2 of the game's greats continue their quest for main event history tonight. Welcome back to the 40th Annual World Series of Poker presented by Jack Link's Beef Jerky with Norman Chad. I'm Lon McCarran here at the Rio this second Day 2 session of the main event continues. A massive field still remains, including some of the best players in the game like Tom Juan, Jen Harmon, and J.C. Tran. Big names outside of
the table, lording over the peasants and feudal workers.
5 players in for the minimum. The flop is deuce, 8, king. Helmuth hits 2 pair. Nobody else caught anything. Helmuth checks. Vorbeck checks. Springer's now. He's going to get restless with his Jack-10. He bets 2,300.
It's as if Phil expected his buddy Ben to fire out with nothing.
Calhoun and Schechter fold. Phil Helmuth makes the call. Of course he's got to come along.
It's the Phil and Ben show. An old-fashioned buddy comedy featuring 2 generations of prickly players.
Vorbeck folds, so heads up. Phil and Ben. Turn card now. Is another king, king of clubs, and that gives Springer some outs.
Helmuth doesn't like that card. His small 2 pair are now counterfeited.
Helmuth checks.
Springer's was 481st at last year's main event.
He checks behind Phil.
Well, Ben decides his squat douche really is nothing.
River card 5 of clubs. Hellmuth first to act. And he's reaching, and Springers folds immediately.
That was the worst card in the deck for me. The king ball.
Springer's playing speed poker there.
Could have bluffed me that time, kid.
A missed opportunity for Ben.
I said yes. Let him bluff it off. But no king. Bam.
Never one to shy away from telling opponents where they went wrong, and that's one reason the target on his back is so big. Norman, we're nearly through with the day twos, but the main event has barely begun, and yet even at this early stage with the players remaining in the field, it's hard not to think about some of the tantalizing possibilities.
Well, let me tantalize you, my friends. What if Phil Ivey will be on the short list for greatest ever, and I'll actually look smart for once? What if Dennis Phillips makes the final table in back-to-back years? That would out-Dan Dan Harrington. And what if Phil Hellmuth is around in the end? He started his main event in a loincloth. If he makes the November 9, he might show up in lingerie.
Luckily for us, for the moment, Phil is back to wearing his familiar black attire. 20 years ago, he became the youngest ever to win the main event. In the field today is the man who took that title. Defending champ Peter Eastgate was 22 when he won last year. Right now, he's all in with ace-9 off behind Manuel Kuriger's pocket queens.
1 year after winning it all, Eastgate looks like he might not survive day 2.
He does pick an up and down straight draw on the flop.
Kuriger's still a 3-2 favorite. Eastgate still at risk.
Turn card now is a 6, and Eastgate hit the straight.
That's why I'm the champ.
River card is a 10 of hearts, and Eastgate will win it and double up.
Kuriger's thinking, did you say you're the champ or the
Yeah, me too.
luckiest player on the table?
39,000 chips for Peter Eastgate. There is 95 champ Dan Harrington wearing a brace today. He told us it helped ease the strain on his neck over the long hours at the tables.
I've never needed a brace. I always get knocked out quick.
He will not pick up any chips there as he lays it down. In 2003, when Harrington made the first 2 straight main event final tables, Phil Ivey just missed, finishing in 10th place after getting rivered by Chris Moneymaker, and Phil is in action today. Phil just re-raised Jonas Molander, a Swedish pro, pre-flop. Molander moves all in on Ivey.
Molander had originally raised, Ivey re-raised, and now Molander re-raises all in.
Under 10 minutes.
These guys have just about even chip stacks.
Ivey this year says he's more
Now, Weber will take that pot. The chip leader gets stronger.
Weber's nickname is Mr. Miserable. He beat me to it.
Elsewhere, Kent Center is finding the main event to be a diversion from living with an incurable cancer. With his wife Patty looking on, he's fulfilling a dream to play at the World Series. At the table, pro Billy Gaze has just moved all in on Kent. Kent makes the call to put Gazes at risk. Kent turns over ace king of hearts. Billy Gaze is all in with pocket kings.
Gazes has to feel a little shaky in this spot.
Gaze is still ahead after the queen on the turn.
Center can still knock out Gazes with an ace or a heart.
The river card is a 4 of spades, and Gazes will double up through Kent Center.
The likable Billy Gazes, 30 World Series cashes. No. bracelet.
Well, losing a hand doesn't come close to comparing with what Enter has had to deal with, but being here in Las Vegas with his wife's support is a true testament to how much they mean to each other.
I worked with Lowe's, unloading the trucks and getting all the product out in the shelves. It's a tough job. I could barely stand. There was a lot of nights that, I couldn't walk. And when I went to the doctor, he sent me for an MRI. And that's when they discovered I've got cancer. I had tumors in my spine and all over my body. So, yeah, it's been kind of tough. But, having children and my wife, I can't quit.
He's done everything in a positive manner. I am so proud of him. I always call him my treasure, and that's what he's been since the first day I met him. He has made our life the best that it could ever be. There's always three things that he always wanted to do. One was be an astronaut, one was to drive an Indy car, and one was to play a World Series poker tournament.
When you're raising kids, $10,000 is, it's a lot of money. She just got on the internet and started emailing everybody.
People responded faster than I ever thought they would.
I was asleep on the sofa and she woke me up and told me that I was going to go to Las Vegas. I consider myself lucky. I have nothing to lose. It's just been a dream, and hope it continues on.
Kent came through day one with 55,000 chips and says being here has been the time of his life, meeting celebrities and poker pros and playing in the main event. Back to the featured table where Phil Hellmuth has been running.
Eeny, meeny, miny, mo.
Action is on Ben Springer's Jack 10 offsuit.
I am still undecided on where I stand on Ben Springer's.
A raise to 1,600. Vincent Mack owns a bar down in Florida, lives in Palm Bay. With pocket nines, he makes the call.
He owns a bar. It'd be nice if he'd buy me a drink.
Matt Calhoun on the button with King. Springer's
plays high-stakes online poker. He's pretty active. You just never know if he has a hand or not.
He bets the second hand with 4,200.
Max should fold those nines and buy me a beer.
He likes him well enough to make the call, though.
I'm thirsty.
Now Calhoun with the best hand. Just with a call.
I'm sure Calhoun thought about raising.
Phil lays it down.
Yeah, he'll just concentrate on Peebo Bryson.
They all love to see Phil out of the hand after the day that he has had. It's a jack on the turn. That hits Springer's. He leads with jacks up. And now he's betting with the best hand. He makes it 8,500.
Actually, I wouldn't mind a daiquiri or a stinger. I haven't had a stinger forever.
He's got time to make one. He's going to fold. Calhoun now.
And Calhoun wondering if that board really hits Springer's at all.
I'm all in.
Uh-oh.
Raising all in.
Call.
And a quick call from Springer's. He may play Calhoun's executioner.
We got two pair for Springer's, and Calhoun now all but out of here.
Boy, Calhoun in a world of hurt.
King, please.
Penn says, not going to happen, buddy.
One time.
Calhoun has to have a king.
He got it!
Yeah! Nice.
Wow, Calhoun hits a miracle card to stay alive.
And Ben Springer's taking that bad beat better than his sparring partner, Phil Hellmuth, would have.
And with that win, Matt Calhoun is the proud owner of almost 69,000 chips.
I had a feeling it might be there. I had a feeling I made a straight. I wasn't feeling good either. I had a feeling I was going to bust him before the flop. You got your chance now.
Hellmuth won't show any pity for his short-stacked rival. Springer's can only hope to get back some chips and take another shot at the poker brat.
10 spades. Short time of luck.
The World Series of Poker, presented by Jack Link's Beef Jerky. Main event.
Welcome back to the Rio. We're over at the featured table. Phil Hellmuth may be looking at the last hand of the tournament for Ben Springer's. Ben's all in with ace-king. Mark Herberholz ahead with pocket queens after the flop.
I do not want to see the Phil and Ben show canceled. They have a nice chemistry.
Well, Ben's not looking too confident in this. Turn card now is another queen. Springer's on the edge.
Herberholz in command now. Springers needs to make a straight, a jack, or he is gone.
And now the river card is an 8, and Ben Springer's knocked out of the main event by Mark Herberholz.
Thanks a lot. Good luck, guys.
Springer seems snake bit. Coming up second best.
He played well, man. He got all his money in the top 2, and
maybe Phil made a new friend.
He seems almost sorry to see Springers hit the rail. Out in the field, another 22-year-old is saying his goodbyes. Tom Dwan has just been eliminated.
It's another guy Helmuth has tangled with elsewhere.
Dwan has been called the next Phil Ivey, and at another table, the current Phil Ivey. Phil Ivey is looking to add to his formidable chip stack. Ivey led out on the turn with 18,000, and his opponent folds, and the train keeps her rolling.
I offered to massage Phil Ivey, to help him, but he called security.
With 2 bracelets already won, Phil is having a terrific 2009 World Series. There's Billy Walbeck also having a great World Series. He's all in with a set of 4s, trying to double up against the pair of aces of Jonas Gutek. 1 card to come. The river card is a king, and Walbeck doubles up to 108,000.
This year, Walbecker first, second, third, and 6th place finish.
But no one's had a better World Series than Jeffrey Lisandro. 3 bracelets so far. Fellow Australian and 05 world champ Joe Hashem is at another table in a hand with Larry Kolk after the flop. Joe bet 6,000.
Hashem's had a bad World Series. No cashes in 09.
Action on Kolk. He raises enough to put Joe all in, and Joe calls. A flush draw for Kolk, pocket queens for Hashem.
Hashem is in sort of good shape, like Bill Gaze's earlier. He's got to dodge a flush draw to survive his all-in.
Turn card's a 4. Kolk adds a straight draw.
Kolk needs an ace, a 6, or a spade to knock Hashem out.
Hashem hates to watch the river card, but it's a 10. He'll win the hand and double up.
I got a pair shot to possibly get it.
It's never easy, man.
Oh, it's nice to see Joe Hashem smiling.
I can't look. I'm too much of a chicken.
Joe Hashem still with us, and now with 60,000 chips. Let's go back to our featured table where Phil Hellmuth has been picking off his rivals and welcomes the next challenger to his realm. Action on Phil. Looks down at Jack 10 of hearts.
Raise it.
Hellmuth under the gun, firing away.
3 times the big blind to 1,800. To his left, Daniel Vorbeck with pocket queens.
Vorbeck, a student from Copenhagen.
And he's going to re-raise to 6,600.
Hellmuth perhaps with some Northern European flashbacks.
So a raise and a re-raise is sure to get some folks out of the hand. Calhoun gives it up, as does Schechter. So the race back to Phil now.
Phil can't see the percentages. He's behind.
Phil doesn't need to see percentages. He makes the call.
It just feels like role reversal for the poker brat today. He keeps calling the types of spots in which he usually harangues other players about.
The flop now. 8, ace, ace.
Percentages.
Nice play, nice play.
Phil checks.
That's what I'm talking about, baby.
Phil checks.
Vorbeck, you want to play it safe? Yep.
Checks. Turn card, please.
Turn card down.
Yeah, we're looking good.
Is a 6. His queens are best, so Vorbeck gets the check mark. Hellmuth first to act.
How many chips you have there?
Ask him how many chips he has.
16.
Maybe Phil is going to dazzle us.
He's devising a master plan right now. He's going to represent the ace with 19,000.
The avant-garde play there. He bets more than the pot on a total bluff.
Just in case you have the red queens. I don't want the diamond to come.
Phil puts him on the right hand. You know, Phil now representing the ace, as you mentioned, which you would have checked on the flop if he had it.
Warbeck's not buying Phil's act and calls.
The Northern European, a 22-year-old to boot, understands Phil a little better than he'd like.
That's scary. River card is a 6. Does Helmuth want to fire a second barrel?
Well, he can't win it unless he bets at it.
Check it.
He checks. Warbeck, just in case, checks.
Phil shuts down Operation Swagglefoost without further damage.
Warbeck siphons off over 25,000 from Phil.
I told him to overplay queens against me and I was going to bust him. But not yet.
Well, that didn't take long. Phil uncovers a brand new foil. Watch out, Daniel Warbeck. The poker brat is coming after you, and he knows where you live.
Bluffing.
Fucking pocket aces.
German Shepherd. I don't trust Germans. Cards. Could be anything. Let's raise the stakes. Frighten them all.
No one to play with. To play online at partypoker.com. It's fun, it's easy, it's the world's largest poker room.
All right,
Welcome back to the Rio. Let's get right to table 2. Last year's third place finisher Dennis Phillips is still in the fight for a return trip to the final table. Phillips looks down at 9-8 of spades.
I call.
He's going to call for 1,000. Next in line is Chip Profili, a carpenter from Coatesville, Pennsylvania, with pocket jacks, and he's going to raise it up to 4,100. Maria Mayernick with pocket aces, and she's going to shove.
An easy all-in for Maria, looking to take it down now, or go heads up against an inferior hand.
Back to Dennis.
Dennis only has 1,000 invested.
I can't call.
And he does play it down. So now Profili with one of the toughest decisions in the game. He's got pocket jacks.
The Lon Karen Memorial hand.
Not that much.
It's not.
Maria starts working the sales floor here.
Profili does have her covered.
To mention he's a carpenter right now, carpentry seems a lot easier than poker.
Anything's easier than playing pocket jacks. But he can't lay him down.
Call.
I wishes he had.
Okay, baby. Good luck.
Thank you. I'm not gonna say the same. I'm not gonna say the same because it will be insincere, even though it's been really nice playing with you.
That's an honest statement.
Come on, baby.
All right, the flop. 9-5-7. Maria's still good with the aces.
Yeah, pretty safe flop for pocket aces.
Come on, give me a dime. Give me a diamond. I'll take a diamond.
6 puts a straight
Now
draw
need a
on the
jack.
board.
Come on, baby.
Phillips would have hit a straight if he'd stuck around.
You can do it.
Profili can only knock out Mayernick with a river jack.
The river card is a tray, and Maria doubles up through the jacks.
But you're not out, so don't shake my hand. You still have a lot of chips.
Had 9-8 of spades. I flopped top pair and open end. I wasn't going anywhere.
You would have made a straight?
Yeah. You played it very well.
Thank you, Dennis. I really appreciate it. No, I allowed you to give it to me. I'll take it.
You did. You played it exactly the way you should have.
Maria, the former film and television writer in Brazil, happy to get praise from Phillips. Let's go to the field. We find another player who knows a thing or two about the entertainment industry, actor Lou Diamond Phillips. He's in a hand with John Manetti, who makes a 10,000 chip bet on the river. Phillips calls and turns over a set of 7s to win the pot.
Lou Diamond Phillips was one of the first celebrities I ever linked to poker. Him and James Woods. Where is James Woods?
Sing for the cameras. One more time. Come on, they're recording you now. You gotta sing.
That's just it. I'm not gonna sing for them when they're recording. You gotta pay for that kind of stuff.
Sing La Vida Loca.
What are you know?
From one Hollywood star to a hoop star in Hollywood, Jordan Farmar has just won a hand.
That was a good one, man. You got me scared.
You know what scares me? Watching Jordan Farmar play defense.
Clap it on up there.
That's Jordan's brother. Matthew, the Laker guard, just recently learned how to play Texas Hold'em, but so far he's finding his hoop skills go a long way at the poker table.
I'm a member of the Los Angeles Lakers right now, world champions, just in case you weren't paying attention this season. I started playing poker the day before I flew out here. I didn't know what a small blind, big blind, all that stuff was. I knew poker hands and which hand would beat the next one, but I went to the casino and they had all these different games on the board. I was like, what are they playing in the World Series? Learned, sat there for an hour, got the hang of it, flew out here and got it cracking.
The river, you got me on the river.
I'm a point guard by nature. Just like the whole art of it. Knowing the situation, know people's tendencies and their game. You know, if I know I'm playing against Chris Paul or Steve Nash, I'm gonna have to play against pick and rolls, and that's what they do. Here, some guys just don't bluff. So you know that if they're gonna put some money out there, that they have something good. You have to, have something that can compete with them.
Here we go again.
Play to win. It definitely translates over here. I think that's what helped me get to the level I'm at in terms of my basketball career. And that's what helped me stay here.
Farmar is following.
Chance to collect another chunk of chips. One with his main man, Vorbeck now. The flop is for Jack 7. Those queens now a 3-1 favorite. That missed Vorbeck.
Phil's got to like that flop. No threat to his queen.
A check for Vorbeck. Check.
Phil kind of feigning weakness.
Turn card is a 4. Vorbeck gets no help there.
Phil's got to like that turn too.
Vorbeck thinking about it though. 8 checks.
11,000. I think you have 10s.
Phil bets it.
Poker Brad is chatty Cathy today.
Vorbeck lays it down.
Oh, you got away this time, didn't you? Don't worry. I'm not messing around.
Good a flip.
Phil shows another hand.
And takes another pot.
Should I call 2 parallel in? I might call all in. Why not? I don't care. I gotta go with my read. I mean, if you bust me, bust me. I mean, I really don't care. If my read says call, I'm calling. I'm not gonna try to ante away. You know what I'm saying?
Why did I take English lessons?
Phil dominating this featured table right now, as he dominated in his 1989 victory in a field of 178 players. Taking a look at the growth of the main event field. Small leaps in the 70s, 80s, and 90s, but a huge jump after Moneymaker won. And one of the best players in the game is still in action, Jeffrey Lissandro, with over 150,000 chips right now.
Seems like Lissandro has had a lot of chips in front of him for a month running.
Indeed, Lissandro looking for his 4th World Series bracelet of this year. It has been a picture-perfect day for Phil Ivey. Remember, no flash photography, please. Phil picking up a lot of chips on this day, too. Right now, trying to get some from Peter Jett.
Just put the fake swallow on me. Do that.
My man Phil Ivey does not usually fall for the fake swallow.
Jett bet 10,000 on the river into Phil. Peter, known as Apathy to the online world, is a poker coach. Phil makes the call, and Peter shows aces up for the win.
Ivey fell for the fake swallow. Bad news for both of us. I got to go talk to him.
Peter will no doubt use that as a training aid in the future. Phil can't win them all, but still over 200,000 chips. Let's pick up action on Kent Center in a hand right now with one of the November 9 from last year, Elon Schwartz, on a flop of 5-4 jack. Elon pushes all in.
It's been his dream to play here, and Kent Center has had a lot of tough decisions and tough hands.
His wife Patty looking on. Can hardly stand the pressure. And Kent will lay it down. Elon takes the pot.
Schwartz 4th last year in the main event and finished 3rd in an earlier World Series event this year.
And Kent learned a lesson there that a lot of players learned last year. here. It's hard going up against Elon Schwartz. Don't kick yourself, Kent. At table 2, another member of the November 9, Dennis Phillips, has making it difficult for his table mates as well. He's a huge favorite right now with his pocket aces to Maria Mernick's King Jack. Both check the flop. Turn card now is a king of spades. Dennis with a nut flush draw. Maria a pair of kings.
And Dennis with a pair of aces and the nut flush draw. Pretty sweet.
Maria checks. Dennis bets 5,000.
Call.
Maria will make the call with the kings.
Be careful with my money.
I will, don't worry. I'm always careful.
Maria looking for help.
Dennis a huge favorite as we go to the river.
The river card now is the jack of spades. Wow, Phillips hits the nut flush while Maria catches kings up. Maria checks. 4 spades on the board. Phillips with the flush. That's 5,000.
You bet that river without a big spade?
I always catch bad luck on these fucking draws, man. Like, they always catch.
Phillips once again looking to extract value on the river.
They catch it, man.
Take your time calmly
Never
like
get
that?
past that roost.
Yeah. What the hell is going on?
Oh,
sorry.
Get caught there.